shores of old Mexico.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back live. Professor Griff is here in studio with us. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I am your host, Alex Jones. We're in overdrive on this Tuesday worldwide edition, and I'm going to try to pull him over to the nightly news tonight as well, and I'm going to try to get some of the crew backstage to talk to some of the people that he's on tour with as well to get his take on it all. But Professor Griff, I heard you wanted to ask me questions today.
Yeah, when your people contacted me, I said, let's do something different. Let me ask a few questions, tapping into the hearts and minds of the people that are in the street and just some things that they might want to know. So I just wrote down about 4 or 5 questions. I'm going to shoot them at you, and let's see what happens.
Absolutely. Professor Griff, again, one of the founders of Public Enemy, hip-hop rap sensation for decades now, touring the country all over the place, but also very politically aware and spiritually aware and involved. Frequent guest or off and on guest via the phone. It's great to have you here in person.
Oh, thank you.
It was great to shake your hand over there during the short break. What is your take as an Army veteran? What is your take on this whole New World Order? What is your take on Snowden and now announcements that Russian troops are going to help control the American people? I mean, we're entering the twilight zone.
Mm-hmm. I mean, well, you know, I've had this information for quite some time, and putting this information out on in popular entertainment and popular culture, putting it on an album and mentioning it on a CD and talking about it in different interviews, it comes as a shock to some people to talk about how the roads and bridges and ports are owned by foreign governments. A lot of times people just don't.
They're not even allowed to be owned by America under globalism. And it's the same thing when the globalists own their stuff.
Right, so when you pull up documents like this and you show the people and you read it and you show them the information, they're kind of blown away. And you don't want to say, I told you so. So we're at that stage of the game now in popular entertainment and popular culture where we actually put it in the song and let them know that this is what's going on, whether you like it or not. Study it or be a victim of it.
It's like $21 billion to ship General Motors to China. And it doesn't even help the Chinese people.
Right.
They're building robots to replace them. It's madness.
Right, exactly. So these particular these jobs and the American people suffer at the hands of people that never cared about them in the first place.
All right, well, listen, you've got the floor then if you've got to ask Alex. But first off, tell us about the websites, your site, Public Enemy site, and some of the great shows you've got coming up. If it wasn't my wife's birthday and we didn't already have something planned 2 months ago with family, I would be coming to that. I know some of the crews begging to go. You've got quite a lineup.
Oh, yeah. We're on the Kings of the Mic tour with LL Cool J, Ice Cube. Now, these are 2 movie stars now. And every chance we get, we try to pull them backstage and pull them to the side and say, do you know that some of these things are going on? And they take to it, but, you know, they're strictly about the music and about the.
Do they have any idea how much good they could do if we got them going for liberty?
Ice Cube is the one. I pulled them aside, him and his manager, and they want me to submit a script for a movie that I put together.
Oh, awesome.
And yeah, I definitely like to see what you're.
Professor Griff, always waking people up.
I'm trying to get in the best way I know how. But I like to sit with put a think tank together. Let's think about some of the things that we need to kind of implement, and hopefully Ice Cube could help us get it on the big and the small screen. He's in the position, might as well take advantage of it. He's willing.
Well, that's the thing. It's funny. You said all the stuff about rappers and stuff that I thought was pretty scary. And then it all started coming out in the news right after you said it.
Right.
About how it's a weird sex cult and the Illuminati.
Right, exactly.
And now they're all bragging that's what they're in.
Yeah, I think now they're trying to make it, how you call you say it so much it becomes less important. They're
acclimating. They're just throwing it out there.
It's a fad. Everybody needs to do this. Yeah, right. No, it's still dangerous and people are still losing their lives and losing their minds and ultimately losing their souls.
I don't know why they're into this. Reportedly, Lady Gaga, it's been confirmed by multiple friends and managers. Someone has to sleep in the room with her, and she's tortured by demons. Right. And thinks she's followed around by ghosts. Well, yeah, you're telling little girls to worship the devil. Bad stuff's going to happen to you.
Exactly. Beyonce has this alter ego she calls, it's this entity that lives inside of her. She calls Sasha Fierce. Lady Gaga mentioned the fact that there's a young 13-year-old white gay individual lives inside of her, which is called Roman. So they're admitting these things. These things are out there. People are just not taking it serious. This is actual demon possession. And they're going through rituals in front of millions of people in front of our
Tony
faces.
Blair admitted that he falls to the ground every morning and is possessed by the angel of light. This is mainstream news. And he said, yeah, what's the big deal? And flops around on the ground. The devil's called the angel of light. I mean, you can't make this up.
No, definitely can't, man. Definitely can't make this up. But these are the things that need to be brought out to let the people know that this is actual fact and this is real.
How can you, I mean, I know you're not around it a lot, but how can you be around some of this stuff?
Well, you know, my thing is touch and go. I'm in. I
guess you're waking them up.
And that's probably one of the main issues why they got hands off Professor Griff campaign, which they're going to have a campaign because I'm going to get in their chest regardless. I'm going to be in their face. You understand what I'm saying? So they're going to have to deal with it regardless.
Yeah, you're a really hard soldier for the truth out there.
Exactly. I have to be. So,
well, it's all coming out. I mean,
it's coming out, but a lot of them, some of them are still, lip service and they naysayers. But in a minute, they're not going to be able to deny it.
But I read about how unhappy all these devil worshipers are, whether they're white or black or whatever. It is like, reportedly, it gets bad right away. I mean, it's like they're not even happy doing this. I mean,
no, they're not. But they're hiding behind the wealth. They're hiding behind the fact that they can take a private plane to San Tropez somewhere and party for a weekend and, drink their troubles away. But you got to come right back to the same reality. Right back to the same reality. And the music industry is not getting any better. It's spilling over into the entertainment aspect, when the movie stars, the television stars, and it's spilling over into sports. The National Baseball League, they've now confirmed, people didn't believe it when we first put it out, they've now responded and said, we were just joking, but we do believe in witchcraft. They put witchcraft, hardcore stuff up on during the baseball game. Did you see that video? No, I didn't see it. But I know some of the athletes, can't mention their name just yet, but a lot of them have came out and seeking help. How do they deal with this kind of thing? Because they're being asked to be a part of this commercial, this television show, this movie, this cult, in order to enhance their careers. And this is very real. You know what's happening? I got you in here. I'm going to have to get you on the nightly news. Ask your questions, my friend. Well, one of my first questions is, can you comment on the revelations about the U.S. domestic spying, and how does that affect the average person on the street? But I want to ask you that. No, but I think the people in the street want to know from you that Professor Griff is asking this question for them. Absolutely. The average cat with an iPhone with some of his songs on it, he doesn't think it affects him. This is why it affects you. People say, well, I'm not a spy, I'm not a terrorist, why do I care? No, they're there to make sure the terrorists can attack. They run Al-Qaeda. They run the extremist groups to get Islam killing each other. That's all on record. They want to know what you believe and what you think to use that intel to be able to package propaganda to effectively control you. It's the same reason people say, I have nothing to hide, I'll put where I live and what I own on Facebook. Then thieves use that to rob you. Well, think about the globalists as the big thieves in the sky. Right. Google, the all-seeing eye. Frodo hadn't done anything wrong, but why did he not want to be seen by Sauron? Because Sauron wanted to kill him. In fact, your privacy is to protect you, because if you don't have privacy, you don't have freedom. So they're using the NSA to spy on everybody, to know your mind, to build a database on you. And they can also break into your computer and plant stuff on you. That's another reason the back doors are bad. Right. The average person that uses Facebook, how would their information be used against them in the future? It's given to the FBI to create digital face print scans, so face scanning cameras can track everywhere you go. And then Facebook, to prove that you, quote, it's your Facebook, will say, are these your friends from high school? Right. Did you ever ask how it knows a photo is you with your friends from high school? Right. It's comparing a face scan with you and your friends to make you interface with it, to give it human intelligence. Right. The computer is using you. Facebook is really an NSA computer, this has come out, that is trying to become artificially aware. And it's using humans to train it. So it's a war game. Brain fingerprinting, is this true, false? Absolutely, that's what it is. So if you committed a crime, they can plug you up to this machine and go into your brain to figure out whether or not you committed this crime? Well, they can also show you subliminals. Everyone is subliminally being programmed with brain fingerprinting to then have false arrests in the future. Then they have false pre-crime, where they claim the machine it knows you're going to commit a crime, but really it's not true. But they'll bust some real people with it to legitimize its use. Right. Will America account for and admit domestic drone killings? Yes, they admit the program, but then doubly say it isn't real and you're a kook if you cover it, as Robert Gibbs said. Remember that? Yeah, I remember that. He said, yeah, it exists, but I'm supposed to tell you it doesn't. Then he laughs at you, which is all part, again, thrown in your face. Will we ever have a list of people that they've targeted? Will we ever have a list of the organizations that they targeted?
It turns out any group against the New World Order, mainly libertarian groups, but again, when Obama's in, he targets the right wing, so the left wing gets behind it. When a Republican gets in, they target the left wing, so Republicans get behind it.
Right.
And then everybody basically accepts it.
So when we talk about targeting, in the wake of the IRS scandals, the government using the non-government agencies such as the IRS to target American groups that are not primarily for or against.
This is called classical authoritarianism.
Now, you have to explain that to me.
Well, that's what every corrupt regime uses, the tax police, to selectively target and harass people. We've always known they've done this to people that get out of line. We know they've done it to entertainers and people that don't toe the line. People get told, watch out, you're going to get audited. And now they're kind of admitting it all to scare people and to create a chilling effect. It's really a coming out. Like Snowden isn't a double agent.
Right.
He means well. I've analyzed it. This is my opinion. But of all the whistleblowers, they chose him because he ran so they can make it look like it's traitorous. And then they can use going after him as a way to scare everybody.
Oh, that's interesting. 2 more questions. Has the agenda of the elitist oligarchy of evil changed their plan for what, from what you have observed in the Bilderberger meeting? Based on the information that you've seen and heard in reference to the Bilderberger's meeting,
sure,
has the plan changed?
There's a general mega plan that's at least as old as 1850 by the eugenicists from England. I mean, this is on record. To find out how the body works, to create a scientific way to control people, to set up a worldwide grid of control, and then kill the majority of the world population. That's been their plan for 160 years. They're only now getting within grasp of it, but their plan is still way behind. And so they're in a race against free humanity, they believe, to become gods. And they don't want to give this power to what they see as the profane people who aren't ruthless like them. So there's a race by humanity to decide the future destiny. And yeah, they're always fine-tuning the plan, but it's the same ancient plan. And then when you read back to Egypt or Babylon or Greece, some of the more ancient cultures, the oldest cultures, this was all being debated then. There was the same camps then. People that wanted to give knowledge to the people and bring humanity forward, or the priests that wanted to use it to dominate and control so that they could believe become gods.
Oh, okay. This is a question I didn't have written down. I wanted to ask you just face to face. I know you're not a rapper per se, but you think we might be able to kind of construct an album to get this out for the people that can't necessarily read? It was a very heartfelt phone call I received from a guy. He said he's purchased my 3 books, and he just want to show support.
By the way, we sell all 3 of your great books at InfoWarsStore.com. You bet.
Thank you.
No, it's very deep. People don't want low level lightweight stuff. And they don't.
Right.
Then your books are what they need because they're definitely heavyweight stuff. Very deep. A lot of great perspective because I've studied history a lot myself, and I even learned some things reading your book. So we can always learn more. I believe that's what they're scared of. I know they're scared of entertainment and music having a positive message. That's why I've talked to high-level people that worked at MTV and a top rock star who were there in the meetings when they said, we're getting rid of all this music that has a political thing for liberty. We're going to bring in nothing but just thug, kill, death, party, evil rock and roll, evil rap, everything. So obviously that's the answer. And it's for people to consume the alternative stuff that in many cases is better and not the devil worship stuff. Right. So do you think we can, as KRS once said, edutainment, marry the education component to the entertainment component? I'm talking about Griff and Alex Jones. Sure, absolutely. Let's make it happen. I mean, maybe I come up with some ideas for lyrics, but probably not very good. But let's just make it happen. No, but if you do, I mean, you're doing political stuff. It's just that I think it's important. I'm sure you've heard that Paris song he put out like a decade ago about 9/11. Yes. And I think of that song, just it's like a history lesson in 3 minutes. Right. I think something like that's kind of the model. There's been groups that have came before that have done this thing. Of course, like KRS-One, Brand Nubians, Poor Righteous Teachers, and there's groups that's been out there that's been putting the message in the songs, but for some strange reason, they want to make it very cutesy, popular, popish, and play down its importance. No, I think it should be hardcore like you do and like others do. Because that's what people need, the truth. And people say, oh, don't scare us. we need to be scared. Fear is there to get you moving.
Right.
Because people, I mean, you can't just put this under the rug. You have to admit that it's only going to get worse if we lay down.
Right. We've been on stage with Rage Against the Machine probably twice in our career. And we sit around and we talk. We just say, you know something, they probably don't want Public Enemy and a Rage Against the Machine kind of collaboration. Because both of these groups are high-packed, high energy, and reach the masses of the people. Do you think we'll see these collaborations in the future? Politicized?
Absolutely. I mean, the reason I like your music is that it's not about left or right. It's about common sense, waking up, and not being a slave. If you take Rage Against the Machine, incredible music. I'm a fan of the way it sounds. And I've interviewed some people involved. They're good guys. Like they're more socialist, but they'll criticize Obama when the rest of the left won't when he does something bad. My whole thing is I realize socialism has been created as kind of a fake escape valve because then it collectivizes things yet again. But that would be an incredible mix, I think, of Public Enemy and Rage. I mean, I think that would be a great collaboration. Right.
It's very critical that you talk about this simply because during the inauguration celebration, Lupe Fiasco, I'm not sure if you're familiar with his work.
Yes.
Got pulled off the stage by the Secret Service because he wasn't doing an anti-Barack Obama song, just basically talking about the government, how corrupt the government is. And Secret Service shut him down and pulled him off stage. What happened to him after that, we're not sure.
We should call him. We should try to get a hold of him and find out. My crew should. Or if you got the contacts, we'd love to talk to him. We sent Dan Badandi to the press conferences with the drill they were having in the photos from the Boston bombing, and they had Secret Service come over and get in his face and threaten him. And it's on video. You see all these big shaved head guys come over, and Dan, to his credit, didn't back down. And then they told the media, you don't talk to him on TV, and the media didn't. That's how enslaved they are, that they follow these orders. And the Secret Service is becoming the Praetorian Guard. And now look at Obama, the war crimes in Syria, the war crimes in Libya, invading 8 different African countries the last 6 months, putting troops now in Gaza. U.S. troops have now been put in Gaza. It's not even on our news. It's in the back of Reuters. And again, only Obama could get away with this. I mean, people will lay down to anything now. It's like KRS-One said in Obama Deception, America was on the edge of revolution under Bush. They put Obama in, everybody just sat down.
Yes, everybody got quiet, passive, and laid down.
This is weird, though. You're asking me questions. We're going to come back with Professor Griff. Fire out your website real quick.
www.pgriff.info and www.publicenemy.com.
Sure, and I bet the show's already sold out.